There's a fight going on in this house. The four-legged kind. So, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina KIOSTINA. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy smash stuff going on here. And today, excuse me, sign a strip. Today we have some fiction, I guess, from this box. So, shall we get to it? The first up, if you didn't notice, was Michael Connelly, Fair Warning. Veteran reporter Jack McEvoy has taken down killers before, but when a woman he had a one-night stand with is murdered in a particularly brutal way, McEvoy realizes he might be facing a criminal mind unlike ever he encountered before. Jack investigates against the warning of the police and its editor and takes a shocking discovery that connects the crime to other mysterious deaths across the country. Undetected by law enforcement, a vicious killer has been hunting women using genetic data to select and stalk his victims. Sounds interesting. It sounds like it'll be a good read. Ellen Hilderbrand. On a perfect June day, Vivian Howe, author of 13 beach novels and mother of 3, is killed in a hit-and-run accident while jogging near her home on Nantucket. She ascends to the beyond where she's assigned to a person named Martha who allows Vivi to watch what happens below for one last summer. Vivi is granted 3 nudges to change the outcome of events on Earth, and with her daughter Willa on her 3rd miscarriage, daughter Carson partying until all hours, and son Leo currently off again with his high-maintenance girlfriend, she'll have to think carefully about how to use them. What would you do? Jennifer Weiner, That Summer. Daisy Schumacher can't sleep with a thriving cooking business, full schedule of volunteer work, and a beautiful home in Philadelphia suburbs. She should be content, but her teenage daughter is rebelling. Her husband can be distant. Her work can feel trivial, and she's lost the only real friend she's ever had. Still, Daisy knows she's got it good, so why is she up all night? Probably stressing. Probably stressing. The Virgin Cure, Amy McKay. Set on the streets of Lower Manhattan in 1871, The Virgin Cure is the story of Moth, a girl abandoned by her father and raised by her mother, telling fortunes to the city's desperate women. One summer night, 12-year-old Moth is pulled from her bed and sold as a servant to a finely dressed woman. It is this betrayal suffered at the hands of her own mother that changes her life forever. Good grief! How horrible! How absolutely horrible! Knowing that her mother is so close while she is locked away in servitude, Martha bides her time until she can escape, only to find her house deserted and her mother gone without a trace. Martha must struggle to survive alone in the murky world of the Bowery and leaves a wild and lawless enclave filled with thieves, beggars, sideshow freaks, and prostitutes. She eventually meets as Miss Everett, the proprietress of an infant school, a brothel that caters to gentlemen who pay dearly for willing and clean virgins. Oh, good God. Uh, there's no. Oh, A Taste of Aloha. This is a cookbook. Come on, computer. Fix the lighting. Simon and Garfunkel chicken. Pineapple duck. There we go. Artichoke souffle. Oh, sorry. There you go. Who knew that was a cookbook? Oh, shoot. I just dropped it. Ah, this needs some tape. We'll have to get some tape for this. Jonathan Kellerman. Compulsion. Fasten your seatbelt for Jonathan Kellerman's new thrill ride that kicks into gear when psychologist detective Alex Delaware investigates a stolen Bentley with blood on the seat, matching that of a missing young woman. Although Katrina Shonsky's mother says this isn't the first time her spoiled daughter has disappeared, Alex and Detective Milo Sturgis fear it could be the last. And this is large print too. Awesome. Ugh. Have you seen this one yet? It's everywhere. Every song tells a story. She's a star on the rise, singing the hard life behind her. She's also on the run. Find a future, lose a past. We might hang on to this one. We'll have to see. Anne Perry, Blind Justice. In Perry's stunning new world, Hester Monk, the life of William Monk, a commander of Thames River Police, questions the finances of London Church, whose members' hard-earned charitable gifts appear to have ended up in the pocket of charismatic preacher Abel Taft, paying for his fine home and the stylish outfits of his wife and daughter. Somebody's got an extortion ring running. Oh, good God, look at this one. Commander Hornblower by C.S. Forster. Horatio Hornblower is real to most readers as Nelson or Nemitz. In this, his fourth separate tale about the roundabout seaman, he returns to the sea with the rank of Commodore in command of a small but powerful squadron on the mission of such delicacy that the fate of Burke hangs in the outbalance. Good Lord. 1945. First edition. Alexander McCall, My Italian Bulldozer. Paul Stewart, a renowned food writer, finds himself at loose ends after his longtime girlfriend leaves him for her personal trainer. To cheer him up, Paul's editor Gloria encourages him to finish his latest cookbook on site in Tuscany, hoping that the change of scenery, plus the occasional truffled pasta and glass of red wine, will offer a cure for both heartache and writer's block. But upon Roll's arrival, things don't go quite as planned. A mix-up with his rental car reservation leaves him stranded until a newfound friend leads him to an intriguing alternative, a bulldozer. Okay. An old friend. Agatha Christie's Detective, 5 stories. The Murder at Vicarage, Dead Man's Folly, Said Cypress, Toward Zero, N or M. That could take a few days. That might be interesting. Midwinter Blood, Mons Kallentoff. 34 years old, blonde, single, divorced with a teenage daughter. Forbes is the most driven superintendent who's ever worked on the police force in a small, isolated town, and the most talented. Her job, she is constantly moving through the borderland between life and death. Her path in life is violent and hazardous. Going on 16, Betty Cavana. Julie, dressed in an evening gown, stood in the front of the mirror. She nodded at her reflection. "Thank you, Dick. I love to dance," said Julie to herself. Did the words sound too off, she thought. "Sure, Dick, love to," Julie said out loud. "No," Julie thought, "that's bad. It makes me sound like I'm a tomboy." "I'd like to," Julie said. That's a bit better, Julie thought. Julie raised her left arm to rest on an imaginary shoulder, started to hum softly, then she stood on tiptoe and began to pretend to dance. Darius Jones, Mary B. Morrison. Darius Jones is living the good life. He's got a chance to become the league's most valuable player. He's crazy in love with his wife, and his relationship with his mom has never been better. But just when Darius thinks everything's going right, a drunk driver slams into his car, leaving his wife, Fancy, in a coma with a slim chance of surviving. Oh, good God. Casanova. Smokey? Smokey? Smoke! Oh, shit. Smoke! Smokey, leave the old man alone. Smoke. All right, she just gave him the hard eye. He walked by. Smells like pirates. I am here to announce that I have in my possession the most coveted pirate map in history. The map of Rumpold Smaller, the pirate. L'Oreal pulled a book from the grocery bag and held it up. It was the same book that had been hidden beneath Homer's bed. Rare reptiles I caught and stuffed. His Uncle Drake had cut apart Rumpel's map and pasted the individual pieces into the very same book. Okay. Where's the 2012? Wilmer Tenderfoot, The Case of the Putrid Poison. These are cute. Wilma Tenderfoot dreams have come true. She is now an apprentice detective to the famous Theodore Goodman, and one step closer to finding out what happened to her parents. Now, when new cases come up, actors at the Valiant Vaudeville Theater are being poisoned one by one, and the criminal is at large, and right in the middle of the investigation, Theodore disappears. Wilma may be small, but she's determined to put her apprenticeship skills to the test and decides her best bet is to go undercover. I'll put the price tag in the middle of the circle. How could she? After a devastating breakup with her fiance, Geraldine is struggling to get her life back on the track in Toronto. Her two old friends, Sonny and Rachel, left ages ago for New York, where they've landed good jobs. Some husbands and unfairly glamorous lives, or at least so it appears to Geraldine. Sick of watching her from the sidelines, Geraldine decides to force the universe to give her the big break she knows she deserves and moves to New York City. Does she get it or not? Oh, shoot. Ow. Delilah Ray. Here lies Ling. Don't you hate it when they put stickers over the synopsis? Let's see if I can get this off so I can read it. No one in school thought I was a loser. Oh, wait a minute. I bet it says everyone. Everyone. Okay. Everyone at school thought I was a loser. My mother wasn't speaking to me anymore, and to make matters worse, I still didn't have a decent idea for my adopt a grave project. I was beginning to think I was cursed, just like the Black Angel. The Black Angel, I smiled into the shadows. Maybe I had an idea after all. Jerry Spinelli, Jake and Lily. I could see it coming. I could see his goo-goo eyes every time we saw the bumpsters riding around. I figured sooner or later Jake would join them. Just thinking about it made me mad. Mad enough to decide that When it finally happened, I would just sit, burp, and call good riddance. Who needs you? Who cares? LAVYRL, Spencer, Family Blessings. Out of the deepest grief, the greatest love, a powerful, affecting novel that could come out only in LAVYRL Spencer. In the 5 years since the publication of her debut hardcover, Morning Glory, LaVyrl Spencer has endeavored herself to readers with indelible human dramas that have scaled the heights of both the hardcover and the softcover New York Times bestseller list. At the center of the family blessings is 44-year-old Lee Reston, a widow who takes deep pleasure in her 3 children and the satisfaction from the profitable florist business she has skillfully built. Then Greg, her oldest son, is killed in a motorcycle crash, and Lee's world shatters with renewed pain. 1993. A Mermaid Tales. Sparkling Adventures, what it says on the back. Joyride, Betty Cavana. I think we need some tape here. There's your synopsis. Oh, good luck. Look. No. Oh, and look. It's got an old library card on it. Let's see. 1974. Short skirts and bobtail were in style. Everyone was dancing in Charleston, and college boys were joyriding in Stutz beer cats and drinking bootleg gin. But on the surface, Willowbrook, a small town near Philadelphia, appeared untouched by the roaring 20s. Against this carefully observed background, Betty Cavana sets her new story of thoughtful girl coming to terms with friends, family, and school. Ah, 300 sandwiches. Mm-hmm. Oh. When 300 Sandwiches is the story of Stephanie and E's epic journey of bread and betrothal with a whole lot of loaf of recipes to boot. For Stephanie, a novice in the kitchen making a sandwich or even 300, it wasn't about getting a ring, it was her way of saying I love you. There we go. There's the recipe. Sorry. Ah. Uh, The Chuckling Fingers, Mabel Seeley. An urgent note from a friend spurs Anne Gray to visit her recently married cousin Jacqueline Heaton. Upon her arrival, Fiddler's Fingers, a remote pine-grown estate on Lake Superior, Anne immediately senses her cousin's fear. Someone has been playing increasingly malicious tricks on the Heatons, a proud family of Minnesota lumber tycoons, and worse yet, they seem determined to frame Jacqueline for it. Oops. The Mask of the Black Tulip. Modern-day graduate student Eloise achieves the academic coup of the century when she unmasked one of history's greatest spies, the Pink Carnation, who saved England from Napoleon, but now she has a million questions about the Carnation's deadly French nemesis, the Black Tulip, and she's pretty sure that her handsome on-again, off-again crush, Colin Sedgwick, has the answers she wants. Uh, Cordelli's Mandolin. Uh, Caught in the occupation of Pelgrim, a willful and beautiful young woman and 2 suitors vying for her love. Okay. Oh, I want to get through these. Let's get through these, shall we? The Deception of the Emerald Ring. Harvard grad student Eloise has gotten into quite a bit of trouble since she's been spying on the Pink Carnation and the Black Tulip, 2 of the deadliest angels to saunter the streets of the 19th century England and France. James HERRIOT'S Dog Stories. That's diff. Charles Martin, Where the River Ends. Damaged. That's why it was let go. It's separating. The book is separating. 2008. It is separating. The pages are coming out. Oh. All right, come on. Let's get you done here. Buried in Buttercream. We know her. We've done a lot with her. Hale, as the wedding planner of the stars, Madeline Eberson has orchestrated some of the most exclusive stories in Hollywood. But when Madeline becomes embroiled in a nasty divorce, her life falls apart. 2012. We probably did this in Flashback Monday. The Hate You Give, Angie Thomas. 16-year-old Star Carter moves between two worlds, the poor black neighborhood where she lives and the fancy prep school she attends. The uneasy balance between the worlds is shattered when Star witnesses the fatal shooting of her childhood friend. Oops. Alright, let's just go through these. The Silver Baron's Wife. There's no synopsis on the back. Franklin's Secret Love. Ben Franklin had a bastard son whom he acknowledged, but the identity of the boy's mother was never revealed. Blackness, a story by Joe Hyman. Checky's principal agent becomes his principal obstacle. Gunplay erupts in the inner power sanctums amidst assassin's attempts, invasion, succession threats to the United States. And there's 2 copies of the same book. Diana Palmer, A Lone Star Winter. The Winter Soldier. Everyone in Jacobsville, Texas, steered clear of the Tassim side parks. Everyone but the spirited Lisa Monroe, who electrified formidable Lona with the tantalizing kisses. Their fiery passion escalated when the soldier returned from the line of duty and claimed Lisa as his bride to shield her from the revenge-seeking desperado. Clearly, Cy was getting mighty possessive of the woman. Okay. The Idea of You. Soline Marchand, the 39-year-old owner of an art gallery in Los Angeles, is reluctant to take her daughter Isabel to meet her favorite boy band. But since her divorce, she's eager to get closer to Isabel. The last thing Soline expects is to make a connection with one of the members of the world-famous August Moon. Hayes Campbell is clever, winning, confident, and posh, and the attractive is immediate, but he is all of 20 years old. COQUILIES, CALVA, and CREME? Not a clue. Bringing to life some of the most fascinating, glamorous food in years. France, Evenings with Coco Chanel and Yves Saint Laurent, historic wine auctions and memorable banquets. DRYANSKY stories are the stuff of legend. Okay. And I did that one. The last book is The Diamond Frontier, John WILCOX. In 1880, and the atmosphere is violent in South Africa province of Transvaal. The discovery of the diamonds has bred greed and violence, while a strong anti-British feeling is taking hold amongst the Boer farmers. In addition, the Betapai tribe continues to rampage after the defeat of Zulu allies at Rorke's Drift just 1 year ago. So what'd you think? How was this box of fiction? Was it good? It was interesting. There was some interesting stuff in there. Stuff I knew, some stuff I had seen before. But I never know what's going to be in these boxes. It's just awesome to get these boxes and just to go through them and see what treasures are in there. So they're on their way to the charity now. I hope you had a good day. Don't forget to check in next week to see what's in next week's box. I don't know. It's not here yet. It won't be here till next week. Have a good one.